Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to our Spring AI classes. In our previous class, we learned different model. Today we will learn few more models, how we can integrate with Spring. If you see here, OLLMA chart. What is OLLMA chart? With OLLMA, we can run various LLM models locally and generate text from them. Spring AI supports the OLMA chart completion capabilities with the OLMA chart model API. Prerequisite, what are the prerequisites required? Like other chart models. First, we need to download and install OLM on our local machine. We need to configure and we need to bind to an OLM instance via Kubernetes service bindings. How we can do it? You can pull the models you want to use in your application from the OLM model library. There are different models out there. We can download that. We can also pull any of the thousands free Hugging Face models. The username model repository. Alternatively, you can enable the option to download automatically any needed model. Configuration in Maven pom.xml, we have to use the artifact ID Spring dependency. Then properties, base properties we have to use, which base URL we going to use. Default is HTTP localhost 11434. Again, these are the other property details. Timeout, pull model strategy, whether to pull model at startup time and how. Max retries include additional models. These are the chart properties, which chart model by default OLLMA will come if you mention here. Then chart options model, Mistral, the name of the support model to use. The format, by default none, it's a JSON will be there. Keep alive. These are the properties. These are the different properties. As per our requirement, we can make use of these properties. So many properties available. If you want to know, please go through this document. So here, like other models, we have to give the model name and the temperature, then we'll build it. This chart response, OLLMA chart options builder. So auto pulling methods from Hugging Face models, we will use the pull model strategy always. So here ML file we will mention like this, or properties we can configure. Then function calling we already seen in the on the previous model integrations. What is the thinking model? OLMA supports thinking model for reasoning models that can emit either internal reasoning process before providing a final answer. This feature is available for models like Qwen 3, DeepSeek, DeepSeek R1 and GPT OSS. These are the thinking models. OLMA builder model Qwen 3 enable thinking. If you mention like this, so reasoning will access the thinking process. If you want to disable thinking will be DeepSeek while what is 2 plus 2. So this is the message. So thinking levels, whether it has to think low or high, medium. This is the enable thinking, calculate 723. Get the reasoning process, get metadata, get thinking, reasoning equal to 17 to 20 equal to 340. get the final answer. Stream with thinking, multimodal, different MIME types we can use it. Structured output, if you want, we can use the JSON. OpenAI compatibility. So this is the Spring AI. Middle layer is OpenAI. Then we'll connect to LLM models. These are different models available. Reasoning content via OpenAI compatibility. How we'll use it? OLM config OpenAI chat model. Internally, we'll configure that local host OLMA. Then it will connect to the DeepSeek for reasoning models and thinking capabilities. Then Hugging Face models if you want to use in OLM. This is the sample controller. How we can create a controller and we can make use of OLMA. If you see here base URL we have given like this and options model Mistral temperature. This is a chart controller where we can in inject OLMA chart model. Then we can auto wire through constructor. This is a manual configuration like Maven pom.xml. We can use this and this is the code how we can do it. Low level OLMA API client. If you see here OLMA API chart response is the chart model. Then tool function calling name argument function. Then message function. This is a chat request. Function callback. Then OLM options. The OLM API is a low-level API and is not recommended for direct use. Use the OLM chart model instead. Here is a simple snippet showing how to use API programmatically. Get the host and port, configure here, OLM API. OLM API dot, we can use the model. What is the role? If you see here, API dot chart, this dot request. Once we build the request, that request will pass here. So this is the another request too. So this about the OLMA, how we can use it. In our next class, we will learn, if you see here left side, what are the different models, LLM models are there to integrate with Spring AI, Google, Grok, Hugging Face. We already learned Minimax, Moonshot, NVIDIA, OLM, MA, Perplexity, OCI, Generative AI, OpenAI, Kianfan, Jifu AI. These are the different models where we can integrate with Spring AI. Well, most of the models will have the same configuration. Same kind of configuration means we need to use the property as a key and value we need to provide for the respective model, and pom.xml we need to add the respective artifact. Then we can integrate based on the configuration. So there are embedding models are there. Then what are the image models, audio models, moderation models, chart memory, the model context protocol. These are the different things are there in the Spring AI to connect to the respective models. So we'll learn on going forward these things one by one. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead.